So everybody know what the user interface looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an example of user interface for a calculator. In a minute we will see how we make that. It's the basic of other GeoFi user interface that you can use. And in the second layers is actually the controller that translate whatever the user do. Like when user click a button, it will translate what to do about it. So if a user press number 1, the number 1 will appear in the text field. So that's how the controller control the application. And in the bottom part, we have all the codes that run. Yeah, it's the main. I think the GVM is the main program that just calling all the interface and then make it work with the controller. So to make, for an example, to make the user interface like this, you're going to need a text field, panels. Anybody know panels?
Panels.
Yeah, this. So
Yeah, like there's left panel and there's top.
So in Java, the whole.
And you have a canvas.
Yeah.
So,
They call it content pane.
okay.
So this whole is content pane, and it's divided into panels. Here we have. You can have panels, or you don't need to have panels, as long as they can line up nicely. You can have many type of panels. You can have panels that have north, south, west, east, and center, and put all your components according to the layout. But you can also have a layout that just go all the way, flow layout. So there are about 5 layouts in Java, and there is also border layout. Oh, border layout is the north, south, and thing. And the, to make this application, because they need to be in certain places, I use let me see, swing border. In swing border, you need to specify where the coordinates of the components, set bounds. So in the beginning, when we want to make an application for Java user interface, we make a GUI class that extends JFrame, because JFrame is a Java class that allow user to have components like text boxes, text field, and buttons. And so if you have how many of you have your Java have NetBeans in you have it in NetBeans? Alright, so let me copy this first, and I'll pass the code around so you can see how do they work. In the first instance, we create the frames to put all our components. and we will have 3 panels for each of the groups of buttons here. This is the number panel. So we have number panel, we have operation panel and clear panel. So this is number panel, operation panel, and clear panel. And so basically you just declare your panel, private J panel, number J panel, operation panel, and clear panel, and then you set the container, content pane, and then set the layout null in the beginning, and then add your panel into the content pane. And then if you have buttons, the left hand side of the calculator is the button panel, and you add all of them in. Add button 1, button number 2, button number 3, and so on. So we have put, so this is how we put our components in the panel. Oh, he is an expert on this. This is actually our
PhD.
1 hour, no, this is our practice in the class. So
He's a tutor.
You can, no, we get this in the class.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
our tutorial,
Ah.
so he knows that as well. So back to the layout of our calculator, we have the text field in the top. We set the text, what should be in the text by set text, and then we set the bounds to be 16 times 16 to 48 times 24. Is it run okay with you now? Alright, okay. And then we add it to the content pane, because the text field doesn't actually goes to any of the panel. It's just in the top of the content pane. So if you don't want to lay it out in the if you don't want to grab them to other components, you just can leave it in the top, and it will in the top. And then there are some functions that related to the text field that allow you to get the number, the entry in the text field, or change the value in the text field, or add more numbers in the text field, or clear the text field completely by putting 0. About the panels as itself, you have 3 panels. They are side by side with each other, with the bevel border. You need coordinates for that, but you can also use other panels, like you can use border panel, border layout. So it will be, instead of numbers, you will have put it in the west panel, put it in the west border, and then in the center, or in the east, and it will give you 3 panels by side. Each are lined up together, and this is so. Is it okay now? Alright, okay. And then you can also set the top. Press C to start the calculation as the, where is it? Title of the calculator. So Java has a lot of built-in function that you can use when you use GUI. So in NetBeans it becomes very handy because once you do dot, every option will come out there, all the function going to come out there, so you can experiment with it, which one suits your need best. You also can close the whole application by using set default close operation except on close. So if you want to launch another window, you can use last time G option pan. Did you the one that mentioned about G option pan last time? Yeah. So you can ask the user, you really want to exit by using G option
Just
pan.
pop up.
Yeah.
What package do you import to use this set default close operation?
Sorry?
What package do you import to use this set default
Oh,
close
let me see.
operation?
What package do I use to?
Swing.
Swing.
That's still swing.
Swing, yeah, because if you want to
J option
control,
pane and all that.
yeah, if you want to control how it works, you use AWT. But for the user interface itself, it's only swing.